one of Tri-State's best into one of the Southeast's best. So that's going to be a really incredible set to look forward to. Never mind, that's going to be off stream. Come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like, Danny is going to find his way to stream, I'm certain, just because I've got to see him at Plat Fight. He really is just that good. But, folks, there are two undefeated players left in the bracket. And in the words of Connor McLeod and Highlander, there can be only one. Welcome to Winners Finals here at Fusion 247. And call sign twitch.tv/collision series TV. Zomba on the Rob as expected. Haven back on the Wario, and it's time to play some mini games courtesy of the former top 10 PR player. I'm not really sure where he is on the PR now, but I can tell you that Zomba, in terms of Tri-State, pretty high up there.
I mean, maybe not top 10 in Tri-State, rather top 10 in the world at the moment. But right now, Haven trying to make an argument to be in that same position here. And I feel like the Wario is a little bit of an interesting counterpick here, because we did see the Corrin earlier against Delta Force. But yeah, no, he does still have that co-main Wario. And I do feel like this matchup is going to be a little bit better. Maybe not winning by any means, but definitely better than going Corrin. Corrin is, I'm pretty sure, one of... I'm pretty sure Rob is one of Corrin's worst matchups. I could be wrong on that, but I think I've heard it before.
You would have to think, right? I mean, that's just considering what players like Shattuck have been able to do on the character. Certainly Neo should be mentioned in that group as well. You can't really discount what that character can do. But then again, you have to ask yourself, are you Shattuck or Neo? So that being said, Haven went Wario, and that's
and now the question comes: is he glutamine?
Yeah, you know what? That's a pretty decent point, but then again, it's not like we haven't seen Wario have success in the past in Tri-State. Of course, Haven being the one primarily steering this character to success in the Mid-Atlantic corridor. But of course, lest we forget, the beginning of this game's life cycle, we did see Tweak do quite well with Wario at the beginning of this game's life, and I believe actually played a lot of Wario at the first edition. The first Ultimate Edition of Collision. Zomba is going to make sure that this Wario is buried firmly underground, sending him forward that way. And 2 stocks to 1, as Haven was able to take a stock, but Zomba, in short order, taking it right back.
Hey, I mean, actually, common misconception. I know you did say it's 2 stocks to 1, but if you didn't notice, Wario does have WAF, so it's actually stock count is 1 to 1 at the moment.
True.
But actually, now the real question comes if Haven can even get an opportunity to get that waft out. And even if he even wants to use it right now. Because I think the question that goes through every single Wario player's mind is, do I use waft now to clean out this stock, or do I use it for the next stock if I can just manage to hold on to this one without waft?
I mean, look, you got to get there in the first place. That's my thinking. I mean, no real use worrying about how you're going to cross the bridge if you wind up stumbling at the ravine.
Oh, okay. Turns out we're using a 4-second stock here, and we're going to see if Haven can manage to get rid of this third stock without it. And I feel like it's definitely possible. This character does have some pretty good combos and some pretty good kill moves, but 150, not looking too great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly betting the farm on it, especially given the fact that you are 4-10 all-time in games versus Zomba. 0-5 is the set count. So a first win would be timely on Haven's behalf, but the Nair at ledge, you're hanging on for a little bit too long, and you do have recovery options, but you're hanging on at 182%. Trying to stay on the attack, to Haven's credit, certainly not giving up the ship, but will Zomba go down so easily?
I think it's still possible. I mean, I feel like Half Waft should be close to charge now, so now it just has to see if you can get that Nair 1 or up tilt to confirm into that. All right, sticking onto the double jump, going for a high recovery here. Oh, that might be might be it. Yeah, without bike. Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Still held onto that last stock exceptionally well. Actually, I think he got over to 200 there. Yeah, he did. So some insane work there from Haven. But
yeah,
just unfortunately, the cards were not there to clean out that last stock.
Vince Lombardi did once say, "We didn't lose, we simply ran out of time." And you gotta think that's just what happened. Like, when you reach up to those 200s and you're doing everything that you can to try to throw Zomba off of the trail, right? I mean, you saw Zomba kind of jump up trying to react to the landing on the platform, but that with the bike. So Zomba quickly recognizing that, Haven trying to throw whatever distraction he possibly can, and just did not have enough left in the tank, ironically enough, to get back to the stage. So now we're going to see game number 2, Haven with a fresh slate and perhaps a new belief. You know that you can take Zomba to the where Eagles dare. I kind of wonder though, can you take him past that point? Can you get that win on the board like you saw Crownless Beck able to do prior? Or is Zomba just going to run away with this? A flurry of offense to start things out. 60% going for the kill right off the ledge. Not going to get it there, but still continuing on. No offensive measures landed yet from Haven. And Zomba is going to put him up into the blast zone, triple digits. Nothing yet from Haven. Zomba is going to look for the kill and the parry. Zomba just on an absolute tear to start this off. And what can you even say to that? This Rob is just pissed.
0 to 130 in the span of, like, what, 30 seconds? And that's the first stock in less than 45. Zomba is pissed. I don't know why. You won the last game. Calm down, buddy. What the hell?
Yeah, no, it was a little too close for his liking. He's got to remind these people who it is. You got to tell him that you didn't just leave it all in Lawrenceville, you know? Like, that was a great victory at I believe, a D tier overall. Just like, hey, 60 people showing up right at the Jersey-Pennsylvania border just becomes a D tier. That is the power of Tri-State. But...
no way.
Oh my God. Zomba is going to get the kill off the top. And again... a little bit of play with the Beyblade, and Zomba lets it rip with the up air. 3 stocks to 1 now, and Haven in dire straits.
Yeah, this was not looking too good, especially compared to the last game. I'm surprised the switch to Corn did happen, but damn, right now it's not looking like a great switch. All right,
gonna get the down throw, no. And
okay.
Yeah, no, the I
second,
still don't know. I still don't know that you needed to pick that, because I mean, as humorous as I was attempting to be with my rationale, you know, and like, are you Shattuck, are you Neo? I do kind of think it's applicable, and Zomba, it appears, agrees with me. So we are going to get a 2-0. It said best of 3 in the corner.
It's best of
however,
5 it's best of 5.
Okay, it is. Now. It is best of 5 in this part of the bracket. I had to be sure, but I did read best of 3, so I was a little. See, I'm not crazy.
Don't worry. I thought to myself a little bit too, like, oh, okay, that's a sign. No, don't worry. This is still best of 5. Top 8 is still best of 3, but top 4 or top 3, yeah, top 3 is best of 5.
Yeah. Top 4, if top 4 best of 5 is the Bears roll, I believe, is what we're calling that. Interesting. Okay. And by we, I mean me. But we're going to go to small battlefield for game number 3, and wisely going back to the Wario. Yeah, just go to the one that didn't spend 45 minutes getting bopped in the face.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot better to go for the Wario here, not even just for the matchup, but also just from what we saw. I mean, he may have lost game 1, but it definitely was not a 3 stock, so...
Yeah, and the to Haven's credit, not a dummy by any stretch of the imagination. You can maybe see the rationale, but then again, the switch, Zomba trying to show, hey, don't worry, it wouldn't have made a difference, buddy. I've got a full stock lead, and we are about 40 seconds in. You are in Zomba's world and living in it as long as I let you. This Rob trying to dominate this bracket as he has so many times before. Haven trying to put up a fight on this game number 3, and I do kind of wonder if this stage was the correct call.
I mean, I feel like it's definitely, actually no, I think this is definitely a better Wario stage than it is for Rob. I feel like having the smaller overall stage means there's less room for Rob to get around. I mean, the blast zones are a lot bigger than PS2, but I do feel like the overall stage being smaller is going to add a lot, and those double plats are a lot better for Wario, I believe.
Probably a smaller space for Rob to deploy the top in as well. Zomba getting caught on recovery, back air connecting, and Haven holding stage at the very least is going to catch with down tilt and dash attack to scoop Zomba up and take him out. 2 stocks apiece, but for how long? Zomba again trying to remain calm and collected, has been doing a decent job of that thus far. but chasing him all the way up to
rope.
the skies. Zomba one stock away, and you knew that the Prince of New York had it in him.
I'm surprised that happened. No, that was or I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner because that habit was coming in there a little bit there. But Zomba taking full advantage of it with an insane up air from the very top of the blast, and I think he was still in the magnifying glass. And another up air for his troubles, and that's gonna be winners finals. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, again, Haven, I'm not even sure what you could have done differently. Okay, like don't go core in game 2. But even then, like it didn't seem to really slow Zomba down all that much. There was not a whole lot of resistance that you could have put up to someone who was executing that cleanly, taking lines that are so direct, so in your face, that you really have no means to like. I mean, that nair that you want to use as an offensive option so much in those early percentages, all of a sudden becomes that sort of get off me move that you need to rely upon, and all of a sudden Zomba's caught you out mashing and can pull off just insane amounts of damage and take over the game from really whatever position you may desire.
Yeah, no, I think that's what it's going to come down to at the end of the game. It's actually kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because you mash against a character like Rob, you're just giving Zomba the perfect opportunity to just erase stocks, like with hard reads, like that jump call that we saw before. And if you don't mash, there's a good little move called Arm Rotor there to kill you at 60 for it, so...
Yeah,
gonna be a little bit scary to play disadvantage here.
Yeah, it's just a little terrifying. Look, it's terrifying to play Rob in general, but when the Rob in question is Zomba, you see that robot glowing shade of blue with the red eyes lit up. That is going to be a tough thing to sit across from, because this kid, again, you're talking about someone who's plied his craft from, I believe, the age of 13, and we saw the dominance against that Corrin. No real chance for Haven there. So going back to the character that worked. And again, you do have things to consider, but one of those things that you have to consider at Haven is that chance time up air. And yeah, you just you lost the coin flip. What can I say? You lost the 50-50, dog.
Yeah,
Welcome to Tekken 8.
It's the Mario Party minigame. You guessed wrong, you're dead. GG's.
Pretty much, yeah. It also works in Tekken 8 as well, weirdly enough. But we're going to but as we go to this last stock, hey, Bandai Namco products, gotta love them. But you got that down air, and I still love Tekken, I'm sorry. But we got that up air connecting off of the top, and connecting off of the down air as well. You just know that if you are Wario, you're in danger of dying from some really weird stuff. Like you are shaped like a ball and thus liable to be bounced like one. And we saw that at the very end. But folks, we do have ourselves a winner's side entrant into grand final.